key thing is to allow these youth to express, to open up, to
Right.
utilize this as a platform, a medium to
Right.
share, but also to heal,
Ooh.
because the message is empathy.
To Fearless Freedom. I'm your host, Beloved, and today's guest is an Estill native and creator of Umoja, the Digital Cup and Color Me Umoja project. Let's welcome to the mic Rodrick Bing. Morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning, morning, morning. How you doing on this morning?
Good. Good.
That's good. That's good. Good to have you on today.
Thanks for inviting me.
You're welcome. So let's jump right into it.
Okay.
So I want you to tell us about your brand.
Well, the Color Me Umoja project. I created the project while I was incarcerated a couple of years ago. It came through the collaboration of me being a part of this class called Second Chance. A group of individuals. We work together. Not only do we try to promote positivity on the yard, but we also try to think outside the box. And work towards prison reform. But while in that class, I came up with the idea of, Umoja because I wanted to create a character that, connect. I wanted to, to have a character that had the ability, to transcend cultural boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
So during that time, I came up with the Color Me Umoja project,
Mm-hmm.
and there, the project just grew. And Umoja is it's a Swahili word. It's a common Swahili word for unity.
Mm-hmm.
And one reason that I decided to call the cup Umoja the digital cup because what that word embodies, the concept that I see from the project, about sharing culture, and
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, I feel like I'm sharing a piece of my culture as well. Um, and it's just a very unique and cool character, very different from a lot of other characters because one thing that this character promotes is just not about just the creativity of making kids laugh or just about having a good time, but it's about promoting empathy too. One of the driving force and message behind his character is empathy, and that's something that's needed, especially today.
That's true. That's true. We need a lot more empathy in the world on today. We do, we do. And I saw the character, and this you did an excellent job on
Thank
it. You did an
thank thank
excellent job on it.
Thank you.
That's good.
It went through a lot of shapes and changes, but the main general concept always stay the same. But I want to also give thanks to the other individuals who contribute their time and talent towards helping me develop this cup. So many individuals who just came along while I was incarcerated, whether it was helping me sketch out the idea, whether it was helping me make copies, whether it was helping me make my first prototype of the cup. These were other individuals who really believe in the idea, what the idea represent, and I'm thankful for that.
I'm thankful that y'all created this product because the fact that you, like you said, you was incarcerated, but you still had your mind in motion. You still
Yes,
remain in a positive place to create a positive thing for the world.
yes, yes.
So I love that. I love that. So what motivates you? What motivated you to?
Well, this was a number of things that motivate me. You know, myself first and foremost wanted to do better for myself. Challenging myself and just seeing that it was a process of me learning one thing and that thing led to another and that thing led to another, and then it just expand my whole horizon when I connect the dots and voila, when you got all these ingredients together. But family played a big motivation.
Mhm.
And also my community. Like I say, one of my driving forces at that time, not only where I've been at, a lot of things that was going on while I was incarcerated, especially during that time in the creation of the character. Especially a lot of violence against one another.
Right.
During that time, the crime rate, the stabbing rate and murder rate went up in SCDC.
Hmm.
So, like I say, community, not just the community where I've been located at the time, because I
Mhm.
also had a bigger vision. I knew that I wanted to take this idea and transcend just from behind the wall, but also take it to the streets. But
Mhm.
also just using that model to be like, how can I use something, a medium, that people can mobilize around, that I can mobilize talent, I can mobilize creativity around, I can mobilize, conversation around, so,
Mhm.
um, you know, done with some
Ex-
of my driving forces.
Excellent. That's an excellent idea. Like you said, as the rate go higher, we need something in the middle. That meeting you said to keep that communication
Yeah,
flowing.
yeah.
So that was an excellent idea. So tell us about opposition you had to overcome with this project, with this brain.
Well, opposition. One thing that I'm thankful. The way I look at opposition is, in order to build muscle, you gotta have opposition.
Yes.
Saying that's the only way you're gonna build muscle.
Yes.
Muscle is built through opposition.
Yes.
So just going through the different challenges at the time, one of my biggest opposition at the time was being incarcerated.
Mhm.
I was I was limited to a certain degree of the things that I wanted to do, and what I could do.
Mhm.
And I had to walk a fine line. I had
Mhm.
to walk a real fine line. So that was one opposition. And during that time, while I was incarcerated, just coming up with an ideal of just, thinking outside the box and being just a little different.
Right.
Sometimes you're gonna get criticized by your peers. It may not be a lot of big criticism. You may not hear it all the time,
Mhm.
but it was times where, just getting the word out, what the project represent, or just trying to mobilize people around the domes and around the yard. I came across certain opposition. I may hang something up and come back and it's tore down.
Oh wow.
I hung it up over here, it might come back, it's tore down.
Oh wow.
But and just learning, getting over the learning curve, because when you coming into a ideal, it's a process where you constantly learning. You never stop learning. You got the original, you got the ideal, you got the backbone, you got the skeleton of it. But now when you add in the meat and the core, it's a process. Then
Mhm.
through the process, you're gonna go through learning curves. You're gonna learn things about yourself. Some of
Mhm.
my oppositions was, myself, my procrastination,
Mhm.
overthinking sometimes,
Mhm.
being lazy in certain areas, or may not be utilizing my time like I supposed to utilize it, or
Mhm.
even making certain excuses for certain things. When it may not, I have this, but I could still do this.
Right.
It's all gonna add up in the end. So it's like, like I say, the opposition that I face personally, and just just reading other people's stories, entrepreneurs, the grain of salt that I was able to grab from that is that it's a growth, with your ideal. When you become intimate with your ideal, and you truly see your purpose within the ideal,
Mhm.
it's become part of. It's just not just business. It's just not an ideal. It's also personal. It's all
Personal. Uh-huh.
it become part of you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It become, as you grow, your ideal grow.
Right.
So it's just, but opposition is opposition. Opposition, I'm gonna say this, is welcome.
Mhm. Mhm. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for not allowing that adversity to stop you in your tracks. Like you said, you coming from one spot and seeing your creations get towed down. Many allow that opposition and that adversity to come at them to slow them down and stop them, and that's normal. That's
Yeah,
normal, but and I'm proud of you for just getting back on the horse and keep pushing and
mm,
seeing your vision.
yeah.
Just
Seeing it,
staying focused,
seeing it through. Yeah.
staying focused in that. So okay, so with that being said, so how do you manage to deal with difficulties or doubt or even doubt?
Once again, it's a process.
Mhm.
It's growth. growth. Growth is part of that. One thing I've learned that personally that the more I become aware about something, you're gonna come through certain points and um, areas of your travel, especially from an entrepreneur standpoint, where you're gonna reach them intersections, them crossroads, where you may have, whether it's your own personal doubt, or a lot of times, you take you allow people to speak into your life, you know,
Right.
that may not have a position. Not to say their advice is not welcome,
Mhm.
but just in that particular area, in that particular field,
Mhm.
they're not speaking from a standpoint of knowing. You
Right.
know? So a lot of times, me myself, I'm gonna say one big thing that helped me was, just sometimes reminding myself that, putting God first,
Uh huh.
purifying my attentions,
Mhm.
getting back, to how they say relentless, why I started this in the first place,
Mhm.
what drove me, what gave me the energy to even get it this far.
Mhm.
That first initial boost, just reminding myself that, because sometimes, you started off and, you say you want to get your idea to this point, that point, and you begin to see that. Them things come manifest. You accomplish all them goals. You
Mhm.
accomplish all them goals, and you be like, and then, you start to see yourself accomplishing goals sometimes, and sometimes you got to have a praise for the pause where you reflect on your accomplishments and see
Mhm.
where you come. Because sometimes we can beat ourselves up too. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we can be real hard on ourselves,
Yes.
and sometimes we really do got to give ourselves a pat on the back. We can't really expect others to do that. We got to be our own cheerleader. We got to really sit down and be like, I have come far. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? So yeah, it may not I'm not where I all the way wanna be, but
Mhm.
I'm not where I was though.
Right.
I'm saying so, and that sometimes really, like I say, with the combination of really with myself really putting God first, getting back, the attention of why I wanted to do this, the burning desire, you know,
Mhm.
and then just reflecting on my accomplishments, no matter how small they may be at the time. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? They are my accomplishments. They are my measuring sticks to measure my progress.
Right.
So, you know,
Right.
that will keep me motivated. You
That's
know.
good. That's good. And that's so inspiring. Like you said, sometimes we can be our biggest critics. We can be our biggest critics. We beat ourselves up and not we don't clap for ourselves enough. Like you said, we see that vision. And sometimes when we want to share the vision, sometimes for validation, and it don't come out how we expect it to come at us, it discourages us a whole lot. You
Yeah.
know? So like you said, we got to get in that position to where we're able to clap for ourselves
Mm.
and say, I'm proud of myself because I came this far. I done elevated
Yeah.
from where I've been at. So
That's your measuring stick. That's your measuring stick.
yes, such inspiring, so inspiring for me, for me. So okay, I love it. So where do you envision this brand in the next 5 years?
Oh,
Your vision. Where do
uh,
you envision this in the
um,
next 5 years?
the Color Me Umoja project, along with Umoja the digital cup brand itself, I do see it, spanning off into a number of different uh, areas. But I'm focused. I'm focused right now. One of the key focuses is pushing the Color Me Umoja project. It's called our exhibit, because I know, with what's going on right now at the time, and especially with our youth, but they got a way of perceiving perceiving what's going on around them too. And a lot of kids are under stress. Adults are under stress, dealing with mental health issues. That
Right.
should nothing to be ashamed about.
No.
Just need somebody to talk to, and may need just to express.
An outlet.
Yeah, outlet. So
You
I
need an
see
outlet.
this Color Me Emoji project can definitely uh, be a key catalyst in that. And the color our world exhibit. It's centered around this very unique coloring sheet that I created called the Color Our World, the Color Me Emoji coloring sheet.
Mhm.
This a very unique coloring sheet because this coloring sheet is the first of its kind. It's actually in over 1,000 languages.
Oh
It's
wow.
bilingual, it's bilingual, and it's just not your basic coloring activity sheet. We going a step further. When we tapping into the technology base of augmented reality. Where it's interactive. It's not only breaking them cultural barriers, but it's also using things that we are familiar with, graphical icons, images, you know,
Mhm.
to drive home the message. But with this challenge, this exhibit will once completed,
Mhm.
consists of over 1 million coloring sheets, color from all around the world
Oh wow.
in multiple different languages. It's not your normal exhibit. We're going to be utilizing augmented reality, but the
Mhm.
key thing is to allow these youth to express, to open up, to
Right.
utilize this as a platform, a medium to
Right.
share, but also to heal,
Oh
because the message is empathy. The
yes.
message is empathy, and
Yes.
that's what we need. We definitely need a healing.
Right.
And I want to allow this activity, to be the first, how would I say, the first introduction to the world, to the youth of what this character is, what this character is about. But from there, we're going to be coming with other unique friends, other unique characters, whether it's Victor and Victoria, the supersonic sneaker, or
Oh.
beloved, the angel oak tree, IQ, the smartphone, or Kareem, the cap of creativity. And what made this so unique is that the other people who create characters, the other people who create friends, everyday individuals, you be like, I want to be a part of this brand, I want to be part of the Color Me Umoja project, I want to create a character, and this what my character represent, this the message behind my character, but also not just creating a character, but also providing a economic or financial platform to allow people to generate a revenue off their creativity. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Still get a message out there too. So yeah, I definitely see some huge, amazing things in the future with this brain.
Mhm.
Especially in the area of education, social, emotional learning. You know,
Mhm.
from there, we're just gonna branch from there. We're gonna
Mhm.
branch from there, and people, I encourage them to be on the lookout for the actual cup, the emoji, the digital cup, the real actual cup.
All
Coming to a
right.
neighborhood near you. So it's so much, but like I say, it's a process.
Right.
It's a process, and the more you learn, the more you're able to do, the more
Mhm.
confidence you have with what you're doing, and
Mhm.
how to go about doing it.
Mhm.
And you're just not moving blind. You're just not moving in the blind. You're moving with purpose.
Right.
So
Right.
that's the mission, to move with purpose, and God will do the rest.
Right. Of course. Of course. That's an excellent start. That's an excellent, like you said, healing project for the world.
Yeah.
We need that because many people we locked in our emotions, in our mental thoughts, and we don't know how to express
Mhm.
that hurt. We don't know how to communicate that pain. And I am excited to participate in it. I
And
am
I
ex-
also want to make mention too that we also have one for kids that are blind, that
oh,
are, you know that may be visual impaired, deal with visual issues, in thermographic print, and so they will also be able to participate. And like I say, it's a very unique coloring sheet. It's simple, and it just, like I say, kids. I have seen people transform this coloring sheet into so many different things. I'm talking about, the creativity is boundless. To whether it's their favorite character, or whether getting some social message out at the time. Utilizing that as a platform. Just rather writing poetry behind a message. It's just the medium is very unique, like I say, and the creativity that I have seen in the ways people express is just boundless. So, like I say, I'm looking forward to it myself, as it grow, as I connect with more schools, because I definitely want to focus on schools here in South Carolina.
mhm.
I really want the youths, especially the youth here in South Carolina, to be at the front of this challenge, to be at the forefront, and through them they can motivate other youths across the United States and the world.
Excellent, beautiful, beautiful. And Fearless Freedom is here to support and help push.
Appreciate
So beautiful because I love the intentions behind it. I love the intentions behind it. So on today, what advice would you give the listeners who desire to become an entrepreneur? What advice would you give them on today that's listening?
Well, myself, when I first step into, sometimes to become, I think we just already have that burning desire already in us, that go getter.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us just go getters, natural
Right.
born getters, and through the level of maturity, we take that and we take it into other areas and aspects of life.
Mm-hmm.
So for those go getters, I would encourage you, man, whether you want to title them entrepreneurs, bosses, however, you know.
However.
But it took a vision. It took you having a vision. It took you seeing something that nobody saw. It took you understanding that, we see through our eyes and not with them.
Oh.
So with that, with
Mm-hmm.
that, I want to encourage you first to keep a saturating your mind with your vision.
Mm-hmm.
First, keep it saturating. And it's true. They say, in the beginning, sometimes don't overwhelm yourself with how it's gonna happen, or having the financial means to make it happen.
Right.
So, them components you're gonna learn as you grow and gain more confidence in that area of entrepreneurship. You know how you can add them components, but you're gonna see where that vision is key. Every major idea that you see across the world, everything you see around you, it was a vision. It was
Mm.
a vision. The majority of the time, these things have patterns on it because that lets you know it's been a vision. So I want to encourage you to keep it saturating your mind with your vision and keep seeing that and keep seeing that and try to go in them areas or put focus in them areas or spend time in them areas where you can
Mm-hmm.
learn more about that thing that you desire to have. If it's business, then you know uh, learn from others. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I've learned so much through others, man. Reading entrepreneur magazines, Black Enterprise, man.
We can't
I mean,
do it alone.
yeah, the list go on, and I got a lot of advice. I got a lot of insight that really helped me to, the sidesteps hurdles that I would have had to go through, but they already done came over. So they, know how to seek advice from those who done travel the path that you attempting to travel first
Mm-hmm.
and foremost, because their advice that I feel is more valuable,
Mm-hmm.
and because they speaking from a level of experience,
Mm-hmm.
one rather than self doubt and own self failure.
Mm-hmm.
Where sometimes when we gain advice from others outside of that, they coming from that perspective, and a lot of time the advice that they give, sometimes they mean good,
Mm-hmm.
they mean good, but they only seen it through their own self doubts and failures.
Right.
So you can't expect a person to see what they haven't even saw yet.
Ooh.
Especially when they're dealing with your vision, with
Mm-hmm.
your vision. When they, so it was just human. So I would encourage those, to seek out advice from others who travel that path. But don't think that that you know it all, that you can't learn shortcuts around certain things
Mm.
because. Because it can help you speed the time up, meaning
Ooh.
the time frame of what you're trying to accomplish and save you a lot of headaches.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and respect the process, man. Respect the process. Know that it is a process. You just gotta get in tune of it. They're gonna come with you, like I say, seeking out knowledge. Being informed, and definitely, like I say, looking at others who done travel similar path, because with that you can get a time frame of what you're dealing with, the process. You see this. You see a pattern. When you see that pattern, you be like, all right, I'm going with the groove. I'm going with the process. And this process is gonna take me to that process. 'Cause sometimes we try to rush things. I
Mm-hmm.
just try to put the cart before the horse.
Mm-hmm.
Always work out that way. And that's sometimes that comes because we try to rush the process. But
Mm.
respect the process. Get a feel for the process. Learn the process, because every business have a process. It's a system. You just gotta. Some are more visible than others, and others it might take a little bit more creativity. But there's no right or wrong way about learning that. They're gonna come more on you, developing your own, insight and perception of what you're striving to accomplish. You know what I'm saying, and drawing from that and being like, all right, I'm seeing what they learn. I'm seeing what they learn. This my book. This how, now, all right, boom. This how I see I need to go about doing it. Get pieces from here, there, 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 there. So and another,
Trailblazers.
huh?
Trailblazers. They
Yeah.
don't. They
Yeah,
don't. They don't went the path.
exactly. They done set off the path, man.
Right.
If it ain't broke, why fix it?
Right.
If it ain't broke, why fix it? You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
another thing I would encourage people, man, is to entrepreneurs, man, that I can honestly say I have no excuse for if how would I say? We plan, but God is the best of planners. That's just from my perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But I have no excuse not to do what I need to do.
Mm.
Because that comes with self-awareness once again, of really about really taking a praise to the pause and really not being too hard on yourself. Because you'd be surprised that you've been equipped. You
Mm.
got some tools in your arsenal.
Mm.
And I feel like I have some gifts that that I've been gifted with that allow me to do what I need to do. But it's first for me to recognize that gift and then exploit it
Mm-hmm.
for its potential.
Mm-hmm.
So I do know my gift.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm learning others, but I do the ones I do know. I don't hone in on them.
Mm-hmm.
Just have allowed me to really, move things in a certain direction. And we all have these gifts.
Right.
Sometimes we need to identify our gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Identify the things that you see that you're good at, that you pick up pretty fast, and you might read up some more things on it that help you sharpen it up a little better, but naturally you already got this right here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then with that, find out what you ain't.
Mm.
Because sometimes, once again, it ain't that I feel no such thing as a self-made entrepreneur,
Mm.
by themselves. The
Mm.
market don't work like that. The world don't work like that. Economics don't work like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a connection of things and what role you play amongst that connection. Because you
Mm-hmm.
provide a service, product, or a good. You fulfilling some type of demand. You just not
Mm-hmm.
making it for you. You making it.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, you know, um, I would encourage people, man, to just keep your eyes open, man. Just listen. Don't never stop thinking. Don't never stop feeling like just because I have this ideal that I can shape it a little more, do it this that way. Don't get stuck in the box, man.
Mm.
Because
Right.
I feel like like once you get stuck in a box and you're not able to adapt to circumstances and certain things that may come your way, then a lot of times I've seen, a lot of times entrepreneurs, sometimes we crumble, we
Right.
fall. You know?
Right. Right. We throw it all in.
Yeah.
We throw it all in. And I love when you say identify your gift. Because we all have one. We all have several.
Mm,
But it first start off with identifying. And like you said, first you gotta know what you don't like. If you know what you don't like, you get to discover what you do like,
mm,
what you can do. So most people are like, I don't know what I like. I don't know what I can do. But what you can't do? What
yeah.
are you not able to do? Because then you can pinpoint it. You can wean it out. So I love that, and I love that, and so many inspirational nuggets that you have dropped with us on today.
I
And
appreciate
I thank you and I appreciate you so much for that information and that knowledge on today for me, because that's why I'm listening. I'm picking it up on a whole lot.
it.
So how can individuals get in touch with Rodrick Bing to learn more about the Color Me Umoja project?
You can Google Color Me Umoja. That's
Mhm.
COLRMEUMOJA.
Mhm.
You'll see it come up, the Facebook page, the Color Me Umoja Facebook page. You can go on there, you can learn more.
Mhm.
And you can just scroll. If you have any questions to ask, if you would like to participate, whether you're a church, whether you're a teacher that would like for your classroom to participate, or a Sunday school teacher, or a church, or organization,
Mm-hmm.
I encourage you, man. I encourage you to reach out to me, because right now, like I say, due to the COVID, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of things been slowed down.
Mm-hmm.
But we more than humble. We're gonna sidestep these things. We're gonna keep pressing.
Mm-hmm.
Still
Of
networking, like I
course.
say, we still networking, and I encourage, definitely, teachers,
Mm-hmm.
to reach out, reach out, parents, reach out. You can email me, you can send me a message, and I would definitely hit that. Yeah.
Okay. So that's how to get in touch with Rodrick. And I appreciate you, Rodrick, for chatting with us on today.
Thank you, thank
Thank
you.
you for taking time out.
Yeah, you're welcome, and happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
bye bye.
Fearless Freedom. Today is my birthday. I'm the big 3-4.
All right, bye bye.
So yes, and I appreciate you all. I appreciate you, Roger, and I appreciate you all for tuning in. And remember, like, comment, and subscribe. And join us next time as we chat fearlessly. See you later, Roger.
Bye bye. Peace.
Bye.